Hey guys, Pastor Tanner here, and the Bible-Blackwell commentaries have started rolling in. We don't have all of them yet in Logos, but we have a couple, and I wanted to utilize this opportunity to give you my first impressions. These are some new offerings here with Logos 10, and I've been looking forward to them for weeks. Do they hold up? Let me show you what these are all about. First of all, what are the Bible-Blackwell commentaries? Well, these are often referred to as the Through the Century series or the Wiley-Blackwell commentaries. And what these are commentaries that actually go into the reception of that particular book down through history. So it's not interested in giving you any exegetical insights. It's not interested in giving you any sort of deep homiletic ideas. Instead, what these commentaries are all about is telling you how people down through the centuries have actually understood this book of the Bible. They're very unique in that regard, and because of that, I really, really like them. When I'm referencing commentaries, I don't want the same ideas over and over again. I want something new, and these Bible-Blackwell commentaries are just that. I guarantee that you don't have another commentary in your library that is like these. You see, there's a lot of interest in these commentaries because they can get you out of those ruts that you might find yourself in if you're constantly referencing the same exegetical commentaries. Not only that, guys, but these aren't actually very cheap, especially if you're trying to get them in print in the past. But here they are, offered in Logos and in base packages, no less, so you get them for pennies on the dollar compared to what you'd actually be spending buying all of them outright. But are they worth it? Well, let me give you, like I said, my first impressions. Here is the Lamentations commentary through the centuries, and I thought that the initial articles and ideas that were presented here were really, really good. I really like what was being brought up, cool pictures, and they're just talking about some broad themes that are going to help you to orient yourself to the text. Notice the emphasis on reception history. How has Lamentations been received? i.e., how have people interpreted it down through history? And as you dig into the verse-by-verse comments, you're just really going to like the insights that are here. Let me show you Lamentations 1:4, for example. I just thought there were some fantastic ideas that were presented here. Notice how Lamentations actually ties into the Dead Sea Scrolls. Here's a comparison to the Qumran community and just getting a good idea of how these Qumran manuscripts actually tie into Lamentations itself. Really neat, and you're not going to find a lot of these insights elsewhere. Or let me show you what I found in Lamentations 3:22. This was such a neat story to read about a poet who had essentially been writing about all of these ideas from Lamentations. And when I read it, I thought this by itself is a fantastic introduction to a sermon. You could just take it outright, of course, cite your source, but man, it was perfect. It would have led perfectly into Lamentations 3:22 and a good sermon there. Also, just a little bit further down, I mentioned before, but all of these cool paintings that are referenced based upon historical understanding and ideas, I just really like these being presented, and you can grab these, you can insert them into a PowerPoint, and really show some cool ideas off to your audience. So as you can tell, I've been pretty positive about these Bible-Blackwell commentaries. But it's not all roses and sunshine. I want to show you the other volume that we were given. This is the volume on John, okay? And here in John 1:1, these did not feel like the in-depth comments I was looking for. John 1:1, history of reception. I mean, I feel like you could write 50 pages on just that. There's so many controversies surrounding John 1:1 down through history, and all we get here are 3 short paragraphs. And I'm sorry, but that's characteristic of the John volume as a whole. They read more like scattered notes. Don't get me wrong, I like the notes. I like the ideas that are being presented here, but I wanted so much more, and this is extremely brief in its treatment. The Gospel of John is one of the most important religious texts ever penned, and I believe that this volume only clocks in at like 250 pages, when in reality, it could have pushed up 500, 600 pages or more. I just felt like the treatment was far too brief. And it's this sort of unevenness that makes me a little bit nervous about the rest of the Bible-Blackwell volumes that are coming out. I hope that most of them are in the lines of the Lamentations volume and not in the lines of the John volume, but we're going to have to wait and see. I will say, if you look at the other volumes that are coming and their page counts, you can see that many of them are a lot higher per chapter than the John volume is. So I hope that this John volume is the exception rather than the rule, but we're going to go ahead and wait and see. So there you go, guys. Those are my first impressions on the Bible-Blackwell commentaries. I'm going to be referencing them quite a bit because they're so unique, and I just hope that most of the volumes perform up to the standards of the Lamentations volume. We're going to go ahead and wait and see. What do you think about the Bible-Blackwell commentaries up until now? Thank you so much for all your love and support here on the Pastor Tanner YouTube channel. Please see our Patreon link or our Logos affiliate links down below to support us further. Take care. God bless. Bye.